I'm Maya from the YouTube show The Latest with Maya. So, it's so nice to meet you guys.
Yes, I wish I had known I would
Likewise.
watch your show, but I'll watch it after we speak.
Oh, thank you. Um, so, uh, my first question for you is, who in the show would you say is most like their character?
Oh, good question. I
Most
won't
like their
listen.
character. Um, you know, it's challenging because I feel like what happens when you're making a show, if you're lucky, is that the characters all kind of become the actors to, one degree or another. Um, so it's impossible for me to think of these characters without thinking of the actors who played them. But if I had to say who is most like their character, um, ah, well, it
Yeah,
wouldn't be Henry because Henry's so much less neurotic than his character David.
yeah.
Um, I think I this is hard. What makes it hard is that these characters are they're so poorly behaved that I don't want to compare any of them directly to the actor playing
Maybe
them.
maybe I would
I
say
don't know.
Daniel, maybe. Do you think?
Daniel. Daniel Daniel Thrasher definitely had a very easy time stepping into the role of Greg, and maybe there is something essentially Greg-like about him. But he's such a sweet guy,
Oh, I
and
know.
unlike Greg, he's such an accomplished person at his
Very
age.
accomplished.
Um,
Well,
so yeah, that's a tricky one, but maybe
Greg
Daniel
is well
Thrasher.
on his way.
You know
Oh,
what
I
it
love
is? I think
that.
Daniel is who Greg wants to be. Put it that
Oh,
way.
well, that's brilliant. It's true. That's true, Maya. That's it.
Oh, I love that. Um, do you have any memorable moments from filming?
You
Well,
want to take that, Carol?
my two, my, well, let's see. I mean, I just love being with this group. I love them. But I have to say that it's memorable for me to have gotten to work with a snake because I never met a snake before in my whole life, which is already long. And I never thought I would like a snake. And I love this little snake, and it went around my neck, and I got to pet it. And that was pretty memorable for me because I love animals, but I never thought I'd like a snake. And then trying to make that chair work that had to swallow me up, and then trying to be able to wear the part of the chair down the stairs. That was a challenge. The most fun is just working with the team and the dinners and yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, yeah, I feel like I would have cried working with a snake, I think.
Because you would have been scared, you mean?
Yeah, I don't
But
like snakes.
yeah, I have to say that I never thought I liked snakes either. I thought that people that had snakes were just nuts, but I just came to like this little snake. First of all, it was a tiny snake. I still don't know how I'd feel about a big one.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so John, what was the biggest challenge in remaking a popular British show?
Hmm.
um, I I saw the opportunity to make this show. Let me start again. I
No, you may not.
No, because that's a good question. The biggest challenge. I mean, I try not to think too much about what fans of Friday Night Dinner would think of this show, because that's not really the headspace you want to be in when you're trying to be creative and funny, you know?
Yeah.
So I really saw it more as here's a great format that they created and perfected. Um, what would I do if given the keys to that car? And, rather than trying to cast people who looked and acted like the characters on that show, I just created characters, loosely based on my family and people that I knew and where I come from, and just found the best actors to play them. And they don't really resemble or act like the characters on Friday Night Dinner all that much. Maybe the brothers to some degree, but the brothers were very easy for me to write because I have a brother and our relationship was so similar to the one on Friday Night Dinner that it came very naturally to me to write that relationship. Uh, so yeah, I didn't I try not to get in my head about how this compares to Friday Night Dinner simply because they did a wonderful job with Friday Night Dinner and it exists for anyone who wants to watch it. And, I tried to see this as just a new series with a very similar setup.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Thank you both for taking the time to answer my questions. I've loved talking with you, so thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Maya.
you,
I loved
Maya.
it too.
Me too. And we
Thank
get to
you.
watch your show.
Oh, thank you. It's so
Maya.
nice to meet you guys.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to meet
you.
you. How can I get a t-shirt?
I can send one to you.
I love t-shirts and that's pretty cool looking. So no rush, no pressure, but anyway, time is limited. I won't waste any more of yours.
Well, I would love to send all of you t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I'll
Heck yeah.
gladly accept.
Thanks. Yeah, so what are you most excited about for people to see with this show?
Daniel, I'll let you go. You should go first as the
Sure.
family.
Yeah, sure. What I'm excited about is people seeing with dinner with the parents a comedy. Like it is a tried and true ha 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 pee your pants kind of show. The peeing your pants is it's actually recommended from Freevee and CBS. No, it's just something you can sit down, watch, and just drop into any episode. It'll take you on a journey for 30 minutes, and you'll laugh, and that's what I'm excited about. That it's a true, pure comedy. It's a farce in 2024. That's what I'm excited about.
I'm excited for people to see my character's outfit.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really good. He wears fun shorts, and I think my character has a dog, and that's a very enjoyable part of my character is that he has a dog who's so cute.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, his real name is Sham, and his stage name is Lamb, and that
Oh.
times.
Oh, I love that. So what attracted you to this show?
For me personally, it was the funniest script I'd ever read, and I know that sounds like something I should say, but it's true. Like when I was reading for the audition, I think I read most of a script or something, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And when I got the job and was reading all the scripts on the flight to London because that's where we shot the show, I was laughing my butt off in this airplane, with the stewardesses looking at me a funny way. So I think the scripts are just so super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a really for me it was just a very fun character. Like playing the goofy neighbor is just it was a ton of fun. And also, like, no joke, like the fact that my character has a dog, I was legitimately excited when I was auditioning. I'm like, man, if I get this job and that means I get to have a dog by my side every day I go to work, that was awesome. Because, like Daniel said, we shot in London. I have a dog who's right there. Oh, there he is. Oh, I'm so tired. And I really just, it was so nice to have a dog at work every day. And the people were fine, but really the dog was the best.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, yeah, so my final question for you is, do you have any memorable moments from filming?
Oh yeah, too many.
A lot
Uh,
of
yeah, I think oh God, there was I think it was the final day of shooting where we were out on the patio, and there was like a fireworks show or something, and they needed to catch like they needed to catch sound bites from us of like watching the fireworks display. I think that was the very last thing I did on the show. And just the energy and the feeling of all the cast and crew around. Well, we were just going, yeah, woohoo, yeah, oh, look at that one, it's green, into a microphone was really just weird, like Twilight Zone kind of feeling. Um, but in the show there's a lot of pranks and stuff. But I think as far as filming it, that was just such a weird thing to be celebrating a fireworks show while everybody was around. It was a very kumbaya type of moment for me, anyway.
I think for me, one of the highlights, there's a scene it's actually the final episode where my character and Dan's character, the dad, Harvey, kind of bond over hacky sack, and we actually played hacky sack, and the one of the actions calls for me to catch it on the brim of my visor.
Oh yeah.
And I was actually able to do so, and it was literally thrilling. Actually pulled it off, and you see it in the episode. So um, that's the final one. So you got a lot of episodes to get through, but that was pretty fun. And
Yeah, I
honestly,
saw that.
I'm just hanging out with Sham, the dog,
Yeah.
all the time.
It was super impressive. It was super. I saw that, and I was like, "Did he really do that?" And you did. And
Oh yeah.
I think Dan Backetall had to do a scene where he took his hat off and threw it on the hat rack, and he did it like in the first or second try. It's like
Oh,
all of
really?
you are secretly jugglers or something. Like
Yeah.
I played a lot of hacky sack in college, and it was nice to put that skill to use as an adult.
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's impressive.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to answer my questions. It's
Of course.
been so much fun talking with you.
Thank you,
Oh,
Maya.
thanks, Maya. Very fun. And again, love that neon light. It's very cool.
Thank you.
We'll be reaching out for shirts soon.
Okay, yes, I would love to send you guys some.
Oh, good. Yes, looking very forward to it.
I am so excited to be talking with you guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Maya.
Maya.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, so where do you draw inspiration for your characters?
Ooh, baby. Well, I think for me, usually the first time I read it, I think, who in my family does this remind me of? More often than not, casting directors seem to put me in a position where I'm playing my brother, which is great because I know him inside and out. So that's kind of the way it works for me.
Yeah, I mean, I draw inspiration directly from the closest relationship in my life, which is with my younger brother. I'm an older brother in real life, just like David. So in this case, I got to think about all the times my real life little brother pranked my ass.
Oh, I love that. Did you have a favorite scene to film?
Ooh. I mean, there's a scene where I think it's episode 9. I won't give too much away, but where I'm particularly despondent and I leave the house and leave my family, and I'm walking out to my car, and our neighbor Donnie comes up and he's trying to give me a pep talk to make me feel better, and I get into my car to leave because I won't even listen to him, and I'm rolling up my window, and in order to stop my window from rolling up, Donnie, played by John Glazer, smashes a cabbage into the window to stop it, and the of that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard, and it's one of two times where I was out of control, like had to do many takes because I was breaking so much. The other time was in episode 1, which was literally the first episode we shot in order, where Dan Backendall, who's here with me, who plays Harvey, my dad, had eaten hot wings that were so hot that he was on the verge of death, basically, like being like this, and they made him all pale and sweaty and stuff for this part. And he had a line where oh no, actually it was, we were standing in the living room and my mom is trying to, is again giving me like a serious speech, like, no, we're family, you got to stick with us, yada yada. And Dan is just standing back there with this look on his face like he's about to literally become deceased. And it was on the blooper reel. I couldn't hold it together off of Dan being absolutely hilarious, as he always is.
We got a few breaks off of that one. That was a good bit.
That was so good.
I think my favorite was when we brought Rob Delaney in, and then he and I are kind of having this, I can play the guitar and sing a song. No, I can play the guitar and sing a song. Just watching Rob, I've been a big fan of Rob for a long time. I think that was one of my favorites. And then there's this, someone gets shot in the face with a t-shirt cannon and everyone's in the room. It's one of these tableaus that's so uniquely this show, where it's like chaos has just ensued and now there's this quiet moment before the storm starts up again. I think those are my favorite memories, perhaps.
Oh, I love that. So my final question for you is there a particular episode that you are excited for people to see?
Oh,
yeah, I think the Shiva episode for me is, there's so much going on, and we've all been at that dinner party that you go, something's not right here. And I feel like we really lean into our insanity in that episode. That might be my favorite one. I can't wait to see how people react.
Yeah, I love that one too. That's definitely way up there. I'm a big fan of the Harvey Graw episode, where it's Harvey, the father of the Langer family, played by Dan here. It's his birthday, and every year he does Harvey Gras, Mardi Gras, but the Harvey version, and is basically behaving like a 5-year-old who's just realized that birthdays are a thing and that they get to have all this attention on this day. So and other like dramatic things happen in that episode. So there's a sequence that's like repeated and varied as you go through it. So that's a unique one that I won't say too much more about, but I'd say be on the lookout for that episode. It's a really
That is a really fun one. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time to answer my questions. It was a lot of fun talking with you.
Thank you, Maya. Thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
Maya. Appreciate it.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Look great.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You always come to town when I'm not in town.
I know.
I don't live in LA anymore, is the truth.
Yeah, I know. I'm always so disappointed.
I know. There was like a year where I wasn't even here at all, and then I moved about 2 hours away from LA. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully one day we can meet up.
I know you're getting around.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I was wondering, were there any scenes that you had to do multiple takes because you would break character laughing? Because the show is hilarious, and
Yes.
I know I would have.
Do you think it's funny? Do you like the
Yeah.
show?
Yeah.
Okay, well, because I think it's so funny. I mean, you've
Yeah.
seen Dan Bacadal, right, before.
Yeah.
That guy is, I mean, he's a Second City guy, and he's so funny. There's a scene, I think it might even be in the pilot episode, where he eats hot wings and he's not supposed to have spice, and he is sweating and like burping and having reflux and just about to like throw up. And it is so realistic the way he's playing it, but he keeps trying, like when a character's having a reaction to something, but then the character has to like purposely get something from another character while the two are imploding at the same time. And it was so, I just couldn't handle it. I don't know what he does. He gets me so good. I just laugh and laugh and laugh so much. And they had to do a few takes. And, and then the boys just kill me. Carol is so funny. She's legend, she's a legend of of a comedic actress. And I'm trying to think of what the specific times where I've just lost it. And there've been so many, but it's usually when everything's kind of coming to a frenzy and we're all just like freaking out. And then somebody just improvised something that you just don't expect. And I've spit taked, you know what I mean? Where you're like drinking water, you blow water everywhere because I'm laughing in a scene eating dinner. And so at one point, I think I started to choke because somebody caught me off guard and it made me laugh, and I inhaled and then I started to choke. I was like genuinely choking during the thing. Like, so, yeah,
Wow.
a lot. I wasted
Yeah.
a lot of film laughing.
Oh, I love that. What is going to surprise people about this show?
I think, I mean, I think as you watch more and more episodes and they start to write to our strengths and everything like that, I think that you can't see the premise of the show coming. Like, I think the twists and turns of the total mayhem that happens every episode start to get more and more intricate, and there's more like B story and C story weaving in. And so all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, how did this happen? That it's all like the whole storylines are just starting to intersect and explode at the same time. Also, I think I know Daniel Thrasher is like a big YouTube guy, and excuse me, now I'm burping. He's a big YouTube guy, and this is like his first series, and he's incredible. And same with Henry Hall. Like, these guys, they're just mega talents, and they just pop onto this show, and they're so funny. Like, their comedy is so tight. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Uh,
Yeah. So my final question for you is, what drew you to your character, Jane?
I think she loves her family very, very, very much, but she's a very flawed person. And I think in comedy, if she was just too put together, it would not be fun. There's not a lot. I think it's really fun to see people who want to be seen as got their their life together. Suddenly, just you see all the cracks in their personality, the cracks in their armor, their vulnerabilities. And in a in like I say hard comedy, meaning like obviously like a big obvious comedy opposed to a dramedy kind of thing. It like this, I feel like so much comedy is born from a place of watching people be really uncomfortable in their own skin at times and really try to do the right thing, but do it in a wrong way, and really try to do the wrong thing, but accidentally do it in the right way. And that at the end of the day, there's a reality to it because it's all done out of love. Like she just
Yeah.
does everything because she loves her kids, because she loves her husband, because she loves her mother. So it's like the intention is right, but the execution sucks.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions. I love talking with you again.
I
So
love talking with you. How's the show going? I mean, you've just been doing this for so long.
thank
It's so
you.
impressive. Yeah,
Thank
great work.
you.
Because you're your own executive producer, you're the star of your show, you're your
Thank you.
a whole Megillah. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.